We're not taught a lot about covenant and vows, okay? Because we learn if you don't like some of our feelings, we leave. Anyway, all right, a whole different thing. So a vow is a serious promise or decision. Serious. Okay? Jesus summarizes in Matthew 5:33, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform. Keeping your word. Okay? You want to talk about heaven? Oh, is a serious promise or decision. You have to understand your covenant you made. When you got saved and you gave your heart to Jesus, you entered in a covenant that, here's the thing, when you pull out discipleship out and people don't get discipled and you're like coming to church is about coming on Sunday and giving your tithes, you don't understand kingdom covenant. When you became a Christian and you partnered with God, he has all these parts of a covenant that are really important you need to learn. What is my role as a Christian? It's not just a tithe, but it's part of the covenant. It's part of my relationship with him. I don't give because the preacher tells me. I give because it's part of my relationship with him. And when you pull back, whether it's given or whatever part of that covenant, when you pull back, what are you doing to your covenant with them? You ever in a relationship with somebody and all they want to do is take? They're the takers. It's part of my relationship. Okay, don't look at your neighbor. But okay, so you ever have in a relationship and somebody you're like, man, they're the best friend. They're always constantly giving to me. They're always like just oozing out. They always are so thoughtful. They're always so whatever that thing. Don't you want to be around them? I wonder if God came to us and he did a little self-check of us, of how we walk with him in covenant. What would he find? Would he say, man, I just love being around them? You're like, man, they're the best friend. And we need to check ourselves a little bit because I think some of the self-righteousness that we carry, man, I feel like tough. I'm so sorry. I felt really good coming in today. All right, so I feel like some of the self-righteousness that didn't have a love attached to it is created religion. We're better than them because we look better than them because we're whatever that is. This is what people get instead of going low and walking in love. And part of this is part of our covenant because that's what God requires of us. But I wonder if in 2024, when we're doing prayer and fasting here, if we just study out covenant, if we study out what is our role as a Christian to even walk this stuff out. Because you want to see, I love this state. I'm not even from this state. I'm not even from the Northeast. I say y'all when I go home, okay? So I live in Florida now. So when this happens, if we study this out, do you want to know how to change all of this craziness in New Jersey? When you understand your covenant and all of us do it together. And we all walk together and we say, man, I'm so crazy about God. I'm living holy. I'm not being a critical, judgmental person. And so I live in Florida now. So okay, we're going to talk about the law of love because I could tell this area likes laws. Okay, so here, a vow gets attention from the Lord than a seed or offering. When you make a vow to your friend, okay, so I love the prophetic movement. I'm passionate about it. Don't talk bad about the prophetic movement. If you really want to talk through stuff, I could do that. But here's the deal. Sometimes prophetic people are so, oh, I could do that, I could do that. And then all of a sudden they don't feel like doing it anymore. How do you not feel like you gave somebody your word? I love the prophetic movement. I mean, and then you're not convicted, you don't hold your word anymore? If you really want to talk through stuff, I could do that. May God convict us in these areas, and then we wonder why things aren't changing in our city, in our lives, in our families, because we don't understand covenant and how to keep our word and keep our vows. We're vow breakers. I mean, and then you're not convicted, you don't hold your word anymore? Numbers 30:1-2 says this. Moses said to the heads of the tribes of Israel, this is what the Lord commands. When a man makes a vow to the Lord or takes an oath to obligate himself by a pledge, he must not break his word, but must do everything he said. Isaiah 24:5 says, as the earth is defiled by its people, they have disobeyed the laws, violated the statutes, and broken the everlasting covenant. And you go, Elizabeth, what is an everlasting covenant? Great question. The new and everlasting covenant is a contractual agreement in which God and man agreed to abide by certain terms and conditions in return for certain benefits. Here's the deal. When you said I do at the altar of the kingdom with Jesus, he requires certain things from you. Holiness. Well, I can do with my body what I want to do with my body. No, you can't. You are part of the kingdom. He gets to tell you how to live. This is part of your covenant with him. Can you imagine being married? I'm not married yet, but can you imagine being married and tell your spouse, well, I could do what I want with my body? You'll be sleeping on the couch or out the door, I'm assuming. I can go sleep with whoever I want. It's my body. No, you can't. You are part of the kingdom. Right, because we understand covenant there, but when we understand God's covenant, we actually know how to do covenant with each other better. And I just wonder if we are not doing covenant with each other better because we don't understand our covenant with God. He takes very strongly vows. Vows to him. Oh God, I'll do whatever this year if you get me out of this. And then all of a sudden, a week later, you forgot what you made a vow to the Lord. I just wonder if we don't have things happen in our lives because we have all these broken promises in the spirit.